Coming to Britain might be a bit of a shock for some, usually though in a good way, because the modern commodities which some of us are not used to are considered normal for the masses here. So we must have a certain glimpse in our eye when we see all the obvious new things like double-decker buses, the queues, trains puffing their way even through city centres, trams honking their way through crowds of pedestrians, strangers in yellow bibs on a street corner passing a newspaper your way, cars with the steering wheel on the wrong side obviously, and houses made of brick and apparently all designed by the same man, which sadly seems to have passed away after finishing his first blueprint. But then there are the less obvious details like the girls that have practically no clothes on, although it's freezing outside. When you look around though, you see that they're not so much out of character. In fact, the inhabitants of this island do not at all seem to think too much about dressing for the climate. Men wearing all the t-shirts and shorts are a common sight even in November. But what about the finer details? We decided to get a few foreigners to think about what they found the most interesting, funny or weird when they came to Britain, big or small. The answers were interesting. 10-year-old Gudmunda said the strangest thing was the lollipop man, clad in yellow, offering a very good morning to all passers-by, stopping traffic for children and others to pass over a street. 12-year-old Peter, on the other hand, found the tunes from ice cream vans were rather funny and somewhat out of character. A big van that sounds like a musical box. 23-year-old Vula said how everyone said hello and then how are you without having the slightest interest in how you are really doing. 17-year-old Thomas found it hard not to laugh when he heard get out and shut up for the first time, indicating, however, the enormously rich language traditions in the country. 40-year-old Hildur saw a strong distinction between the traditions in her country and how the English respect their dead, in this case tombstones. She said that in her country there was only a simple tombstone with a simple engraving of the name, some text like beloved husband, born this day, died that day, and finished. Usually couples are buried together, but 3 is a crowd. Here there is sometimes quite some text on tombstones, and they save space on them for another member of the family. Sometimes grown children are even buried with their long-gone grandfather, while some tombstones are hard to understand, like this one, for example. That is clearly an enigma. Then there are seemingly far-fetched additions to them, which remain a mystery to those not familiar with the people in question. Yassir mentioned food and his agony when making his first shopping in the UK. Endless rows of prepared meals in dairy, mouth-watering meat, and all Asian food falls into one distinct category: curry. Finally, 23-year-old Irene from sunny Cyprus couldn't avoid mentioning the weather. Incidentally, that's what most Britons do as well. Talking about the weather is the ultimate icebreaker in the UK. If you can't find anything to say, just casually say, "Nice day, isn't it?" and you've opened up half an hour conversation. Turning to Irene, she found it hard to wake up on a Sunday morning, only to find that it had started raining when she had had her breakfast, it was snowing at noon, sunny but windy in the afternoon, and cloudy in the evening. One thing didn't change though, the temperature, which seems to be fixed around the lower parts of the thermometer. But let's remember that weather defines people. Britons are used to ever-changing weather, and it has, with its unstable character, given them something to talk about through the centuries. One might say that the English weather is like an eccentric uncle. It always gives you something to talk about. So here we are, in this place of plenties where anything is possible. You don't get a look in the eye from people passing you in the street, but they must know how wrong that is because everyone apologizes for it, don't they? Sorry is a powerful word here, and it's used extensively. What's more, it's very easy to adopt, which is not a bad thing at all. You see, in spite of this being a big society with many people involved, the inhabitants have somehow managed to hold on to a certain degree of small-town courtesy. What's more, that's how it has been for hundreds of years, both the numbers and the courtesy. It is a rich society of history, grandeur, royalty, victories and defeats, riches and poverty, distinct social classes, humour and good manners. Welcome to Britain.